Hello students, this is your part 3 on chapter 8 motion lesson. Please refer part 1 and part 2 before go ahead with this video. In this video, I am going to discuss with you equations of motion and uniform circular motion. Now let's see about equations of motion by graphical method. When an object moves along a straight line with uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate its velocity, acceleration during motion, and the distance covered by it in a certain time interval by a set of equations known as equations of motion. There are three such equations. First equation, V equal to U plus AT. Second equation, S equal to UT plus half AT squared. Third equation, V squared equal to U squared plus 2AS. Now let's see what is U. U is nothing but initial velocity and V is final velocity, S is displacement, A acceleration, T time taken. We know what is initial velocity, final velocity, displacement, acceleration. Everything we discussed in previous video. Let's see how to derive these equations by using graphical method. Students, now let's see velocity time relation. These three derivations are important question in this lesson. These are important 5-mark question, so study carefully. Velocity time relationship, V equal to U plus AT. Let's see. Consider the velocity time graph of an object that moves under uniform acceleration. Okay, consider an object is moving from point A to point B with uniform acceleration. From this graph, you can see that initial velocity of the object is U. From O to A, there is an initial velocity called U. Object is moving with initial velocity U. And then it reaches to V. You can see in this graph, from B to C, there is an final velocity called V. Initially, it is traveling with U and finally it reaches V. At the time T, time taken is T from O to C is T, time taken to travel. The velocity changes at a uniform rate A. The perpendicular lines BC and BE are drawn from the point B on the time and velocity axis respectively. You can see I have mentioned with dotted scales from point B to C and from point B to E. These are all perpendicular lines on the time and velocity axis respectively, so that the initial velocity is represented by OA, the final velocity is represented by BC, and the time interval T is represented by OC. I have given here OA is equivalent to CD. It is nothing but U, initial velocity, and OE is equal to CB equal to V, final velocity, and OC equal to AD. This is nothing but time taken. And you can see what is the change in velocity. We know the formula, change in velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity. BC minus CD equal to BD. Now AD is parallel to OC. These two lines are parallel to each other, OC and AD. Therefore, you can write BC is equal to, what is BC? Final velocity. Final velocity equal to BD plus DC, or you can write BD plus OA. We know DC is equal to OA. And then BC is nothing but V, OA is nothing but U. Now substitute it, we get V equal to BD plus U. And you can write BD is equal to V minus U. This is called change in velocity. And now in velocity time graph, slope gives acceleration. A equal to, what is A? BD divided by AD. This is called a slope. BD divided by AD. This is equal to BD divided by OC, because AD and OC are equal. We know that OC is nothing but time taken. Once you substitute this, you can get A equal to BD divided by T. So what is BD? You should cross multiply this. So you will get BD equal to A into T. This is your second equation. First equation is BD equal to V minus U. Second equation is BD equal to AT. Now your both the left sides are equal. So you can equate these two equations. So BD is equal to V minus U. Therefore AT equal to V minus U. V equal to U plus AT. Once you rearrange this equation, you will get V equal to U plus AT. This is your derivation for velocity-time relationship. This is your second equation. Equation for position-time relationship. S equal to ut plus half at squared. Let us consider that the object has traveled a distance s in time t under uniform acceleration a. You can see in this diagram, a distance traveled by the object is obtained by the area enclosed within O, A, B, C under the velocity time graph AB. The distance s traveled by the object is given by S equal to area OABC. This is nothing but area of trapezium. O, A, B and C. Area of this OABC is area of trapezium. This is nothing but area of rectangle OADC and area of triangle ABD. You have two different shapes here. One is rectangle, another is triangle. Combination of these two shapes is nothing but trapezium. So what is the area formula for rectangle? For area of rectangle is length into breadth. So what is the length? OA. Breadth is OC. So product of length into breadth. And then plus area of triangle. Half into BH. Half into breadth AD. Height is BD. And now you have to substitute all the values. What is OA? OA is initial velocity and OC is time taken. AD is also time taken. BD is change of velocity, that is nothing but A into T, that we saw in previous derivation. BD equal to A into T. Now substitute all the values. Distance is S equal to U into T plus half into T into AT. This is nothing but S equal to UT plus half AT squared. Students, this is your third equation, position velocity relationship, v equal to u squared plus 2as. The distance traveled, that is s, by the object in time t moving under uniform acceleration a is given by the area enclosed within the trapezium OABC. So s is equal to area of trapezium. I have shaded here OABC, area of trapezium. So what is the area of trapezium? S is equal to, area of trapezium is half into sum of two parallel sides into the line perpendicular. So half into sum of two parallel sides are OA and BC. This is two parallel sides. Sum of two parallel sides into perpendicular distance between them. So what is the perpendicular distance? A into D. This is equivalent to OC. So this is the formula to calculate area of trapezium. Now you should substitute all the values. OA is U, BC is V, OC is T. So you will get S equal to U plus V into T divided by 2. This is your first equation. And the slope from the graph T is equal to V minus U divided by A. Now substitute T in equation 1. You will get S equal to U plus V divided by 2 into V minus U divided by A. You can simplify this two terms. We know the formula A plus B into A minus B equal to A squared minus B squared. So this is in the form. So V squared minus U squared divided by 2A. V squared minus U squared is equal to 2AS. You can write V squared equal to U squared plus 2AS. This is your third equation, that is position velocity relationship. We are relating the position as well as the velocities. So study these three derivations carefully. Let's see one numerical based on velocity time relationship. A car starting from rest moves with uniform acceleration of 0.1 meter per second squared for 4 minutes. Find the speed traveled. A car starting from rest. So you should write given values. U is equal to 0 because it is starting from rest. Rest means 0. Moves with uniform acceleration 0.1 meter per second squared for 4 minutes. Time is also given 4 minutes. You should convert into seconds because the speed SI unit is meter per second. So convert the time scale into second. So 4 into 60, 240 seconds. So what is the speed traveled? Is V. So question is clear. The formula is V equal to U plus AT from velocity time relationship. So substitute all the values. V equal to 0 plus 0.1 into 240. Answer is 24 meter per second. This is your second example. The brakes applied to a car produces deceleration of 6 meter per second squared in opposite direction to the motion. If car requires 2 seconds to stop after application of brakes, calculate distance traveled by the car during this time. Okay. So brakes applied to a car produces deceleration of 6 meter per second squared. So in the question itself they said deceleration. So deceleration means the negative acceleration applied on the moving body. So you should write A equal to minus 6 meter per second squared and time period 2 seconds. Calculate the distance traveled by the car after applying a brake. What is the distance traveled by the car during this time? So final velocity, once brake is applied, the car is going to rest. So V is equal to 0 meter per second. Okay. So V is 0 meter per second, that is car comes to rest at last. So we are going to consider this 0. And now V equal to U plus AT. According to the first equation of motion, V equal to U plus AT. Now substitute your values. V is 0. U, you're going to calculate it. And A is given in the question itself, -6. And T is also given 2. So you will find 12 meter per second as initial velocity. And as per the second equation of motion, you can calculate distance, position time relationship. So 12 into 2 u into t plus half a into t square. So if you substitute all those values, you will get 12 meters. So this is the distance traveled by the car during the time. This is your last topic in this lesson, uniform circular motion. If a body is moving in a circular path with uniform speed, then it is said to be uniform circular motion. In such motion, the speed may be same throughout the motion, but its velocity is different at each and every point of its motion. Let's see this with example. If the athlete moves with a velocity of constant magnitude along the circular path, the only change in his velocity is due to the change in direction of motion. Though the magnitude is same in all the position, the only change is with the direction. Thus, uniform circular path, circular motion is an accelerated motion. Okay. Let's see the velocity for this uniform circular motion. We know the circumference of a circle of radius r, that is nothing but 2 pi r. If the athlete takes t seconds to go once around the circular path of radius r, the velocity v is given by v equal to 2 pi r divided by t. Right? So how it came? We know the formula for calculating velocity. Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time taken. So what is the displacement here? The circular path, the circumference of this entire circle, 2 pi r. This is your displacement divided by time taken. Then what is the SI unit? Again, it is meter per second. Hope you understand this topic. Please practice the related numericals which I solved in this video. Your chapter got over. Thanks for watching.